Hey guys, Black Phantom RT back with another video. And so for this week's video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a vlog style type of video. You know, what I want to talk about this week is, should a teenager be driving a sports car, whether it's a Charger, a Challenger, Camaro, Mustang, you know, just anything that has a good amount of power. And to start off this video, what I'm gonna say, what I think is, if the kid's responsible enough, if they have what it takes to actually own a car and they work for it, then I say go ahead and give them the chance. See, I got my car when I was only 16, or actually 15, about to be 16. It was a month before my 16th birthday. I had seen this car at a dealership and I told my parents, you know what, I like that car, can we go look at it? And they told me, yeah, let's go look at it. I took a look, I test drove it and everything. I liked it, but I didn't actually know I was gonna get the car until a week later. My parents surprised me, saying, let's go down to their dealership and let's go pick up the car. And I was surprised. I mean, I didn't think I was actually gonna get the car I wanted. And at the time, the Charger wasn't even the one I wanted. At the time, it was the Challenger, but I had settled for the Charger because everyone would say that the Charger would be cheaper since it was a sedan, you know. So yeah, I went for it. But the thing is, my car isn't really given to me. I've been working for my car since I turned 16. I got my first job, and since then I've just been working for it. I haven't really had no time to go, you know, party, do all that stuff that normal teenagers do. Nah, I've been working for my car since I turned 16. So what it is if you think that your kid deserves it, if you see that they're responsible enough and they can actually do it, give them the chance. I don't see why not. But if you see that they've been getting into trouble, you know, they're the type of kid that gets into trouble, they're a troublemaker, pretty much, then I say not to do it. At least don't do it until they show you that they're responsible enough to actually be responsible for something like that, because a car isn't really something you play around with, you know, especially like this car. This car is 375 horsepower. That's not something you play around with. You can really get into fast speeds like nothing with this car. And that's something that I knew from the beginning. Don't play around with the car, because it can get you into a lot of trouble. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten 2 tickets and they were my fault, and I take responsibility for that because it was my fault. But even then, I still paid my tickets myself. So that's where the difference is. Because let's not lie, like a Camaro, Challenger, Charger, Mustang, all those cars have a good amount of power, like real good amount, especially to where you get into the SRTs and all that. And that's something you don't really play around with. That's why I'm saying, if you see that your kid's not responsible enough, if you see them taking everything as a joke, then don't give them the chance. Don't give them the chance, at least till they show that they're responsible enough. I've had my car for about almost 3 years now. I'm the one who's been making all the payments to it. I've been taking care of it. And yes, I needed help here and there every often, because I mean, I was a kid in school and everything, but I didn't need much help. Most of the time I needed help when we moved, or when we moved around and I didn't have a job for a while. I got help from my parents, but still, I knew that the car was my responsibility. And so at the time, I was only paying the car payment, which was still $560 a month. So I would work every week. I wouldn't be hanging out with friends that much. I wouldn't be going out to parties, doing any of that stuff. I was actually staying in. And I know there's a lot of people who say, oh no, a kid shouldn't be driving that, oh that's too much for a first car, this and that. I get it, you know, people don't start off with something like this. I mean, I got a 2013 Dodge Charger. I mean, I get it, most kids don't have the chance, but if your kid has the chance, if you can get that, then I don't see why not. As long as they're responsible, as long as they're doing what they have to do, and as long as they deserve it, I don't see why not. Because I know I get a lot of crap, oh this, that, you shouldn't own a car like that, that's too much for you, that's mommy and daddy's money. But it's not. I mean, I worked for it, and that's a difference to a lot of kids. I know some kids are just giving stuff to them, but I wasn't. And there's a lot of kids who aren't either. They gotta work for it. So I mean, I know everyone has their own thoughts and has their own judgments, but me, I say go for it. That's all I have to say, really. It's not up to me though, it's up to the parents, it's up to everybody. But I mean, I've had my car for about 3 years. I've been good to it. I haven't really had any problems with it. If I've had problems with it, then it's because of something mechanical or something that's not even my fault. Because it's true, it is a lot of power for a kid and all that, but I mean, if they're responsible enough, I don't see why not. It's something, you know, everyone has to grow up at some point. Some people don't grow up till later on in life, some people grow up early in life. But if you see something like this, can be an advantage, because they learn to take care of something. They learn that money isn't just given and stuff you want, you have to work hard for it. At least that's how I see things. But it's really all up to the kid or whoever it is. Whether they're a teenager or not, it's really up to them. Because everyone has a different mind, everyone thinks differently. Some people appreciate things more than others, and that's really what it comes down to, you know? Because some kids, yeah, you give them something and they just don't appreciate it. They go and act like it's nothing. You know, they play around with it. They act like it can't cause harm to other people when it truly can. And that's something that they don't think about. And for me, I've never really had problems like that. I've always, you know, listened. I've always taken care of my things because I know how hard it is to work for them. It might not be a hard job, but I mean, I put in time and effort for this car, and I did everything I could just for this car, so I'm not gonna go and damage it or, you know, drive recklessly and have something happen to it or me. But that's something I really wanted to talk about, because I see a lot of people talking about it, and I see a lot of kids getting, you know, crap for it, because I've seen kids with Hellcats, SRTs, RTs, V6, it's whatever. No matter what it is, it still has a good amount of power, and a bunch of kids get crap over it, saying, oh, it's mommy and daddy's money, but people don't actually understand how they got it. You know, some kids don't have it given to them. Some kids gotta work for it. And that's what people need to understand, honestly, because it's not always what you think. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this week's video. I just wanted to talk about that and let people know, you know, yeah, this car is a lot, but if you're responsible enough and if you really deserve it, then I don't see why you can't have it. Alright guys, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this week's video. It's just something I really wanted to talk about, something I really wanted to get into, because it's something that I hear a lot about and so many people talk about it. And before anything, I want to mention that these are my opinions. I know some people might think differently, I know some people might say, oh, you're wrong, this and that, no, a teenager shouldn't own a car like that. But these are my opinions. This is what I think about it. I've owned my car for about 3 years. I've taken care of it. I mean, I worked hard for it, and I think I deserve it. So these are all my opinions. Everyone has different opinions, and that's it. So that's pretty much it for this week's video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. I got more videos coming soon, more stuff coming out. So I'll keep y'all posted. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.